and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor of the Tenkar's Tavern blog, Discord server, Mimi group, Facebook group, Twittering, and Instagram. I don't know if you can hear the musical background, but there's a I'm gonna butcher this. Quinceanera going on across the street. We're in the back of the house with my window open because it's a beautiful night. It's about 64 degrees outside, and it sounds like it's coming from my backyard. So I don't know if you can hear it. I'm explaining if you can, and if you can't, your loss. So today, I ran a session of Swords of Wizardry Light for Frog God Games Game Weekend. And it was good. I ran it using Roll20 for the map and game interface and Discord for voice and video. And it's the first game I've run since TotalCon. That was back in February, and it's the first game I've run online. Easily over a year, maybe a year and a half. I've played online. I played in Tim Schwartz's games. Awesome GM. If you get a chance to play one of Tim's games, please do so. You won't be sorry. But I had to explain to my players as we were kicking things off, because we had one guy who was very knowledgeable of the Roll20 interface, and I said, I've been using it for years, and trust me, there were things I forgot. But I said, I've been using it for years, and I am a minimalist. Alright? And what I mean by that is, quite simply, I use it for the map, and dice rolling, mostly. Maybe for a handout here or there, visual, but I don't use it for tokens. Okay? Nobody's going to be moving tokens on my game board, and there's a reason for that. My gaming experience when I was younger couldn't afford miniatures. I think I had the Grenadier Outdoor Adventurer set, with that blotchy halfling that's sitting behind a tree trunk firing a crossbow. There's some really shitty pieces in that set. But we use miniatures at most to show marching order. Because we played Theater of the Mind. Now, that being said, did half the time the GM actually sketch out the map, because explaining to your players what the map looked like and then having them totally screw it up? Yeah. So in a way, Roll20 is like the DM sketching out the map, because I use the Fog of War, I reveal stuff, and the players go on from there. I also had a very good group of players. We had 7 players, and they were challenging. The adventure that I had written for the premiere issue of Torchlight did not go in the direction I expected it to in the fucking least. Because I had to add in, how do you get the players to the adventure? So they're all first level characters, they're caravan guards, and they get confronted on the road by a handful of goblins who confront them, and one goblin can speak okay but broken common, and he's trying to shake them down for a gold piece person. And my thought was, players are never going to pay this up. We're going to have a combat, and one of the goblins will get away. They'll follow that goblin. That's how they're going to find the goblin's hideout. We're going to go from there. But no. My players go, gold piece, but what are you going to spend gold on? It's not like you can go to town and spend it on something. Right? I'm like, shit, they made a good point. Never good when the players make a point the DM didn't think of. So I was like, all right, well, then you have 4 carts. I'll take a cart. Yeah, but how are you going to get back, the underbrush off this road? If you stay on the road, you're going to get caught. Somebody else is going to take it from you. And if you go off the road to get back to your camp, you can't take the cart with you. I'm like, shit. Not good. So, all right, I'm like, all right, well, then one of the goblins is talking to the big guy, and his conversation, all right, they want jerked meat, and they want wine and booze and bedrolls. Basically, they want things that they can get immediate use out of. And the players give them half of kind of what they want and need. And it's like, shit, well, there's no point to them beating these guys up, right? But they got berated by the caravan master, who got upset. He's like, I'm paying you to protect my shit, and you're giving this shit away. They're like, yeah, some jerky, some, cheap wine, and a bedroll or two. You're like, that's my shit. I'm not paying you to give away my shit. So what do the players do? They follow the goblins. That worked out, but it also changed the dynamics then of the adventure itself, because the relationship with the goblins now is not antagonistic, right? And I'm not saying it's good, but at the very least it's neutral. They actually paid off the shakedown, so it did change the dynamics, and the players played it off very well. It's a great. We had a great group of role players. They sucked at rolling dice. Don't get me wrong. Except for the cleric, they mostly couldn't hit for shit. But they were great at role playing. So, excuse me if I yawn in the background. I'm going to be running this, dare I say it, campaign about once a month with these players, and maybe a few others. We're going to do the drop in, drop out. We're going to vote on a day and time that works out best. And once a month, get the players together, move on to the next adventure, and take it from there. It was good, because it really reinvigorated my desire to run games. It's always, when you haven't run games in a while, you get cold feet, man. You get stage fright. And I'm glad it went well. Well, again, folks, I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. I always listen to Mexican music and think, oh my God, it sounds like German polka. Mm-hmm. Just taken on a side evolution, I guess. But we're in the midst of the pandemic, folks, so again, use your common sense to protect yourself, your friends, your family, your loved ones. As always, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. And God willing, I will talk with you all tomorrow. Later, folks.